Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I see that people are still joining, so we'll give them another minute and then we'll start. Okay, I think we can begin. So welcome everyone to the Fast Track to S4HANA webinar. My name is Shelly and I'm Director of Product Marketing here in Panaya. Together with me is Amit Grossi, our VP Product for Change Intelligence.
Yes, hi everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, now before we start, a few housekeeping announcements. So all lines are muted for optimal sound quality. But if you have any questions, please do submit them, and you have a Q&A box exactly for that, and we'll cover your question during the session and at the end. The session is being recorded and will be shared with all registrants. Okay, now today's agenda. So we'll start with SAP S4HANA market trends. Then we'll go into the common challenges that I guess you guys and other customers are facing in their journey to S4HANA. We'll talk about Panaya's new solution for automatic code correction, and we'll go over a few case studies. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have some time for questions. Okay, now a few words about Panaya. So Panaya provides cloud-based application change analysis and testing solution for enterprise ERP, CRM, and other business-critical applications. Since 2006, more than 3,000 companies globally, including a third of Fortune 500, you can see a few of their names here on the screen, have been using Panaya to efficiently deliver change to enterprise applications. We are recognized leader by G2, Forrester, Gartner. Here you can see a few of our customers' testimonials. You can find a lot more on G2 website, and I think this is our best evidence. Okay, now let's dive into S4HANA market trends. Amit?
Yes, thank you, Shelly. Thank you for the introduction. Okay, so some market trends before we go to our Panaya solutions. All our insights are coming from SAP Insider from their latest report. I will start with the S4HANA adoption status. I believe that most of you are interested to hear how others or where others are in this journey. I would start from the left side for customers who already deployed S4HANA. Almost third of the market is already there, although we know it's not it's not the final destination, but they completed the achievement of going to S4HANA, and another 20% for 2023 are currently implementing the project. As we know, a typical project for customers can like the duration can be between 1 year to 2 years, or maybe 1.5 years. It depends again on many factors, including the customer or the company size, the complexity of the existing systems, and other factors who are impacting the project duration and complexity. Other customers are either performing a POC or a pilot. 10%, quarter of the market are still evaluating the business case. We see as the business case, or the way SAP calls it, the benefit case, as a critical milestone in the process. Many customers are even struggling even at this stage, because building a business case basically is the project mandate, with customers are, or maybe the IT organizations are building for the business in order to explain or justify the project in terms of the benefits that they will get after completing the project versus the costs and complexities and implications of performing this project. We see that around quarter of the market is at this phase. And the others, who are the lower numbers, are what we call the laggers, somewhat. Like if I'm looking on ACC end of life, which is declared by SAP for now to 2027, and that a typical project in terms of the actual duration can be even more than 2 years, because there are other parts that should be taken into consideration. So yes, these customers are somehow left behind. Another interesting insight coming from SAP Insider is which technologies are being evaluated during an S/4HANA deployment. Evaluated means that customers are looking at them and considering them as a critical piece to be used as part of the project. I've highlighted some interesting insights that explain basically the need of customers to be assisted by technical solutions as part of their conversion. Customers understand that the move to S/4HANA is not that simple, and therefore they will need services and they will need some tools to do the work. So 35% of the market is looking to find impact analysis tools. It means that customers understand that a move from ECC to S/4HANA is a significant move. Many things are changing, many things, even standard processes are changed and being broken, and therefore they want to understand in advance as much as possible what is the impact of this kind of a project, also obviously as part of the business case and during the project preparation. Second is automated testing. I don't think I need to tell a lot about it, because we all know that testing automation, this is a very common need coming from customers in the context and not in the context of an S/4HANA project. Automation is always the key word in order to save time, save resources, save risk, and do more with less. So around 34% of the market is looking on testing automation, mainly to secure usually their critical business processes, maybe during the regression suite as part of the S/4HANA project. Third thing is code analysis tools. Again, as you understand, there is a big impact on custom code. It means that many pieces or many portions of your custom code won't work in S/4HANA, and therefore it requires some fixing and examination to understand exactly what needs to be fixed in order to work in the new environment. And it comes together with an automatic code remediation tools. Again, around 1/3 of the market is looking on code analysis tools and code remediation tools, because customers would like to utilize as much as possible, as we said, automation. And automation means, again, to be able to do things automatically, either in the code correction phases or testing phases. I'll go to challenges, because again, challenges is a integral part of this kind of projects. I've highlighted some interesting insights again from here. So one is deciding between a new implementation, so-called greenfield, system conversion, brownfield, or selective data transition, in some places called bluefield. So again, this is a very, very common struggle to customers to define their project path, whether to go in which direction. Again, it depends on many factors. It depends on the project objectives. It depends on the budget. It depends on what basically the business want to achieve. So this is number one. Number two is, again, analyzing and migrating custom code and or data to S/4HANA. This is a very, let's say, big challenge for customers, because in many, many cases, customers have ECC environments who can be there for even 20 years of being developed. And therefore, it means that they need to understand exactly what needs to be migrated and what's not. And between what needs to be migrated, they need to understand exactly what they need to fix and how to fix it. And therefore, it's a very common challenge. Additional challenges are integration of S/4HANA environment to other systems who are in the, let's say, we call it satellite system. It means that usually business processes in enterprises are not standalone in one system. They can start in SAP and then continue to Salesforce or continue to ServiceNow or another applications. And therefore, the integration between the ERP core is crucial to ensure that the business processes are kept business as usual. Same goes with the modeling, analyzing, and re-engineering of business processes. Again, there are many, many business processes who are running there for years in procurement, in sales, in HR, in logistics, in finance, whatever, who look in one way in ECC environments, but they look very, very other way around in S/4HANA environment. And you need to understand exactly what will change and again, to do the right adjustments accordingly. Last but not least, again, is the quantifying the business impact of S/4HANA. Again, business impact, I would look at it in two angles. One, again, is in terms of which business innovation or business value I'm bringing as part of this project. And second is the business benefit or the business case in order to support and justify this project. Again, this is another thing which is interesting in terms of the challenges in deploying S/4HANA. I would focus specifically on challenges and maybe to ensure that we are all aligned in terms of how we see the challenges from our perspective and how Panaya can better support customers in addressing these challenges. But first, before we go to that, maybe we just ensure that we are all aligned in terms of which technical migration phases usually customers have during that they are managing activities that they are managing as part of the project. Again, I'm focusing here on the technical aspect or the technical phases, although a complete S/4HANA project includes much more than that. It's not just the technical activities, but also business-related or functional-related activities, which should be taken into consideration. But if I'm focusing specifically on activities that are technical, so first and foremost, we have all the project management activities. I'm looking here on planning. I'm looking here on resources allocation, communication, risks management, and other aspects which are part of any project management related activity. So this is always here. And then we have, let's say, the activities that usually happen one after another in terms of like the part of the technical migration. First is the assessment. Okay, this is the first step in the project preparation, led by the IT in cooperation with the business to understand what is the magnitude of the project, what will be the impact of the project, what will be the needed cost, the needed expertise, the needed duration. All of these aspects are taken into consideration, and usually IT organizations are preparing and building the business case for it and then approving it with the business as a go, no-go decision for the project. Once this is done, we are starting with the project preparations. It can be technical, pure technical preparations, for instance, activities which are being taken on the existing landscape or the existing ECC environment, as well as other activities, which can be recruitment of additional resources, working or closing agreements with system integrators, and etc. This will be under the project preparations. And then we go to the actual, maybe the most labor-intensive work, which is the actual code correction. So I started a project. One of the first thing that I will do, or the most important things that I will do, is the actual code correction, custom code, which needs to be fixed in order to work as planned in the S/4HANA environment. It bundles together with the integrations, again, to support and to ensure that the business processes will work accordingly or correctly across the different platforms that it resides in. And then the testing, right? So we have, I'm differentiating between IT testing, although that in IT there are multiple types of testing. It can be functional, it can be unit testing, it can be integration testing, or any other testing which is managed and led by the IT organization. And there is the testing which is being led by the business. The user acceptance testing is usually the best example for it. Again, this is kind of, I see it as the sign-off from the business, understanding exactly what is included in the project and providing their approval and a green light for the IT to go live once the actual technical migration was done. So these are the migration phases, which has their own challenges and their own considerations. So let's just align and see that we are good to understand exactly the challenges. So first, I think I start with the assessment, and we are going to the project evaluation, understanding and estimating the magnitude of the project. And I'm looking at a project on the holy triangle: scope, timeline, budget. This is the basic, and additional aspects are on top. It's very, very cumbersome for customers because usually they didn't do this kind of a project in the past. It means that even the most experienced IT organizations did not yet done an S/4HANA migration until they do it. They might have experience in an upgrade project, enhancement pack, support pack, other, let's say, application administration activities. But the migration to S/4HANA with all its means, this is not something that IT organizations usually have until they do it. And therefore, the project evaluation is very, let's say, challenging for them. If I'm looking on the hat of system integrators, so also system integrators usually need to provide the assessment, their assessment for project evaluation phase. In many cases, they don't have even access to the customer system, and they still need to provide evaluation and provide basically their offering. It's obviously very cumbersome to provide it with a fixed price agreement when you need to understand exactly what will be the resources that you will need to invest without even understanding or having access to the customer system. So again, number one is a project evaluation. Number two is looking on the existing technical debt or the total cost of ownership. So again, decades of developments of custom code, of existing ERP, ECC instances. All of the customers have developed their own custom code, have developed their own business processes to support the best their processes. It is very good, but in many cases, customers know when doing developments and they're enriching and adding more and more custom code, but not many of them are actually cleaning their code once it's not needed anymore. We are always adding, but we are not removing. Obviously, we are aggregating more and more custom code, which increases our technical debt. And as much as we have technical debt, or as much the technical debt is higher and we have much more custom code in our environments, obviously it will be more risky, more complicated, and more time consuming to accomplish the S/4HANA migration, because our system is, let's say, so-called heavier and includes things which we are not necessarily need. Number three is the business processes, or the remodeling of business processes. So again, existing business processes which are running for years are significantly impacted. It means that existing business processes were eliminated in the move to S/4HANA, or they have been remodeled. It means that they are looking differently, and therefore the adjustments that needs to be done, not just technically, by the way, but also from the business aspect, to understand exactly what needs to be changed and how it is going to look like in the new S/4HANA environment and how we support it. It goes to the end of managing politics within the organization, of different departments doing different business processes that now they need to work differently. Many challenges are bundled together on this change of business processes. Number four is, again, as we said, is the custom code fixing. I think this is the core for everything. This is the heart of the change of the S/4HANA migration, is to be able to support and fix the custom code of the customer and to ensure it will work in their existing S/4HANA environment. Again, this is a very painful task in many cases. It's the most time-consuming task. And if you didn't, for instance, clean your technical debt before that, so you will find yourself doing lots of cleansing activities as part of the project. Therefore, this is something that we were looking to solve to our customers, and this is basically the focus for this session, to giving you the understanding of our new solution for assisting you in doing some code fixing automatically. There are additional impacting factors, which we mentioned briefly. One of them is that the end of ECC maintenance is approaching. Okay, so if I'm looking on a project which typical duration is between 1 to 2 years, and the ECC end of life is 2027, and I have additional activities that should happen before the project and after the project, it means that no time is left. Okay, I need to ensure that I'm as a customer, I'm pushing and going and starting at least the journey in order to be on time before the end of maintenance of ECC. So this is number one of the additional factors. Number two, I think it goes without saying, but again, the IT is eventually serving the entire organization, and most necessarily the business. The business departments are usually requesting and demanding newer solutions, newer technologies, because they have new needs, or they want to improve their processes efficiency or their processes outcomes. and therefore they are pushing for more and more newer activities. But on the contrary, SAP is releasing new technologies and new innovations only in S/4HANA and the newer environments. Even in S/4HANA, SAP is pushing to provide the, let's say, the latest and greatest only in the cloud environments, and the on-prem environments are left behind. Therefore, the IT needs to keep pace with SAP and move to the newer technologies in order to support the business demands. The third one is very similar to the previous one, but I'm looking here from the IT perspective. Again, the IT as a proactive or the leading organization in one of the organizations in the company is striving to raise user satisfaction. This is one of the factors that the CIOs are looking at, how they can improve user satisfaction and introduce innovation. And therefore, this is a factor that impacts the move to S/4HANA as well, in order to provide the latest and greatest and bring it to the business, led by the IT organization proactively together with the business. Okay, so we reviewed the challenges of the customer. We saw the market state. We also understand what are additional factors who are impacting, and we understood that custom code, which correlates to modeling of business processes, and which correlates to tons of technical depths of customers, is all connected to one. And this brought us to basically to the conclusion that we as Panaya would like to provide the best of breed solution and the best solution in the market for code corrections, which happens automatically. I would like to, again, to maybe emphasize better what we bring to the table with this kind of a solution. The highlight of it is based on latest case studies that we already did with several customers, which I will show in a few slides, is we were able to reduce up to 98% of your code corrections effort. Guys, this is I'm as the product manager for this product. I'm very excited to get to these results because I can understand how significant it is for customers to eliminate the risk and reduce the project cost with this solution. So you can save tons of work, tons of development efforts with this solution while remediating your code automatically. Elimination of risk, because eventually if activities are done manually, this introduces a risk to the production environment, because errors happen. Manual work by developers working on tens of thousands of issues can lead to problems, and therefore doing and fixing automatically is eliminating risk, because this is being done automatically by a machine. And last but not least, since everything is managed within a single platform, project managers, development managers, testing managers can proactively manage the project, understand exactly where they are, whether there are bottlenecks that requires their attention. Everything is bundled together in one platform in Panaya. No need to install additional tools or to collaborate or to interface with external tools. All is in one place. So what is the high level, or let's say how it is bundled or how it is covered? First and foremost, as we said, in order to assist customers with their technical debt, we have included inside automatic code cleansing activities. Okay, this means that we are scanning your code, and each piece of code which is unused, we are fixing it automatically. It means that the code is being commented and moved to another package. And you can understand exactly that this will be, let's say, once you completed this part, your system will be cleaner automatically before you are moving to the next phases. I can tell you that this, even as a standalone, this is very critical to customers, because in most of the cases, if not in all of the cases, customers are not stopping at any time to do cleansing or back to standard or clean core related activities or projects. They are always going and doing the next project and the next innovation and the next feature. And they're not investing enough time in maintenance activities. And we as Panaya have included this as an integral part in the project. This will be the first thing that you will be able to achieve automatically by Panaya: clean your system. Okay, this is number one. Number two is once we clean our system, is to be able to understand what parts of my code, of the custom code, will still work as is in an S/4HANA environment, and no fix is needed, and therefore no fix, no code fix, and no testing is needed, and we can save tons of time by just validating that this code will work in the target S/4HANA environment, the target S/4HANA version that you're going to. So this is, again, another activity that Panaya is doing for you automatically. You will be able to understand exactly which code will be compatible. If you want to review it, you are more than welcome, but again, we will do it automatically for you. And number 3 is the actual fixes. So once we cleaned your system, we checked for compatibility, we understand exactly what's left to be fixed automatically. And obviously, Panaya provides fully automatic code fixes, which you can deploy instantly to your dev environment, into a transport. Everything is transparent. Everything is according to SAP best practices. Again, saving you tons of time, efforts, and risk. Okay, so some additional aspects of our solution, which basically better explain how we accelerate actual code fixes automatically. First is basically we are looking on developers working in packages or in fixed packages. So if I'm looking on what usually customers are doing, they're working with different tools, for instance, SAP tools such as ATC. ATC produces 10,000 or even hundreds of thousands of issues. And then usually developers are looking issue by issue, understanding what they need to fix, whether they need to fix, whether it's mandatory, what's the priority of it, and etc. So Panaya here organizes everything for you, and it is dividing the actual work to different packages. It can be packages for cleansing activities, cleaning of unused code, as well as fixing packages for actual code fixes, which can be deployed directly to your development environment. It is allowing you to review the actual package content before the actual submission to your dev environment. And once you decide that it's okay to submit, so Panaya will create a transport for you and submit the actual changes to your development environment, ready to be deployed to your different systems. The second thing, which I even see it as more important, and specifically for talking about the, let's say, best practice or the work methodology for developers, which I think it's very crucial in this kind of project, since usually developers did not do these kind of activities before, is providing a guided execution flow. Okay, so Panaya, the solution, is not just providing the actual code fixes and correction and all the other, let's say, technical related activities for the actual project migration, but also providing developers with their best practice or their guided working flow, so they know exactly what should happen first and what second and what third, and what are the interdependencies between the different activities, and what is, let's say, the best or optimal way in order to complete this project on time. So this is a number 2. Again, these are some more layers of our explaining our solution better. So I promised in the previous slides to give you some customer case studies. Unfortunately, we cannot reveal their names, but we have some different customers in major and enterprise size, enterprise grade customers who were able to save 96, 98% or even higher in different industries. For instance, one global manufacturing company recently completed a project with us. I looked at only their code corrections, let's say, phase of the project, and they were able to complete it within days. They took additional some more days to do the actual testing for the corrections. We usually look on, let's say, the code correction phase to be reduced up to 1 or 2 weeks, and then the further activities of the project can continue accordingly. Additional multinational technology company was able to complete or cover 98% of their custom code by Panaya based on their ATC recommendation. So we are fully aligned to ATC, and we're able to cover 98% of the things that they needed to do there. Another multinational automobile manufacturer, again, leading manufacturer in this industry, was able to cover 98%. Another customer with 99%. So these are, guys, these are real numbers of real customers who utilize our solution and were able to save tons of work, tons of efforts and risk by utilizing our solution. So this is just a glimpse, to show you basically what is the dashboard of the solution, showing you exactly in full alignment with ATC what is the analysis of Panaya in terms of automatic code fixing, and in terms of the code cleanup savings and activities, as well as where do you stand in the project at any point in time. Obviously, these dashboards are interactive. You can slice and dice them, and they can be used from top management to the actual developer who is working with this project, and obviously it connects all together in the same platform. Again, just a glimpse of to the solution. So how does it work? Basically, we are getting, for those of you who still don't know Panaya, we are collecting metadata from the customer environment, which includes basically the custom code and some technical interdependencies. And based on Panaya's AI engine, which we are perfecting for the past 17 years, we are building a project plan for you. And basically, if I'm looking specifically on the code correction phases, we are dividing between automatic fixes, which are the vast majority of the package, some manual activities that should happen in any case, and obviously cleansing fixes of code which is unused and should be cleaned as part of this project. The work of the developers is basically on this package, and then there is a submission, or this possible to submit the changes to an SAP transport in the dev environment, and then obviously you can continue to work on the different environments further. Okay, so move the transports to the QA environment, production environment, and etc. During the work time, there is an automatic sync process to Panaya in order to show show the progress of the actual project. So, for instance, you are able to move on a daily basis some additional code to Panaya, and we will do a reanalysis for you, and we'll let you know exactly what's still remaining, what's still open, and what was already addressed to ensure that you are up to date on a daily basis. Let's go a bit higher on the solution that Panaya provides, the solutions that Panaya provides to customers moving to S/4HANA. So again, we have a full umbrella of solutions for different phases of a project. For customers, we were focusing up until now on our code correction solution, which is our newest solution in the market that we have just released. But Panaya is relevant for the different phases in the project, starting from the ECC optimization. If there are customers who would like to utilize some preparation activities before doing the actual project migration, for instance, maintaining their ECC or going on a specific back to standard project, or managing their ongoing daily or business activities, we have a solution for that. We have another solution just for the sake of S/4HANA conversion project assessment, or supporting the business case phase. We have a product for that as well. Obviously, we have a full solutions for the actual project migration, the S/4HANA conversion project, which the code correction is one chapter in this product. And for the customers that we saw at the beginning, who were early adopters, who are already done and already are on S/4HANA, as we explained, their journey never ends, and they need to upgrade to newer versions, and they need obviously to manage their ongoing business changes. We have a solution for them as well. So therefore, we look at Panaya as a complete or a single holistic solutions for customers running SAP applications in their organization, where Panaya can fit in and provide answers and solutions for each need of both the IT and the business departments. If I'm looking from a different angle, I can tell you that we have invested a lot in the past 1+ year on different pillars, assisting customers on their main challenges. So we discussed challenges at the beginning of the session. The first one was, or the main one was around automatic code correction, and this is the solution to reduce or to save 98% of your code remediation efforts. But we have some additional pillars that we have developed recently who are relevant both for customers and system integrators. The second one of them is for project simplification related activities. We have different solutions also based on generative AI that assisting customers and system integrators to resolve additional, let's say, activities, the technical activities in a project. Let's give one example. Okay, so we have a Gen AI solution who is providing insights and better understanding on SAP simplification items. I hear it many times from customers and system integrators, as well as business partners, telling me that this simplification item is a great challenge for customers and for integrators during a project, because it usually is something which is very complicated to read. Tons of documentation is there. Customers and system integrators not necessarily understand what they need to do. So Panaya has developed a Gen AI solution to explain you exactly what needs to happen in order to address simplification item. We have additional aspects, additional solutions to better support and assisting customers for project simplification. This is just one example. Another layer, which is again embedded layer in Panaya, is our testing platform, which help you during the testing activities. We all know that there is no IT project without testing. Testing has different types, again, by the responsibility of the IT and the business. And using Panaya platform, you were able to save up to 85% of your testing related activities via different solutions, such as automatic documentation, as well as collaboration between different testers in the process, as well as full adaptability for UAT activities. And obviously, one of the most important pillars that we are currently releasing to the market, our brand new testing automation solution, which is for non-coders, okay, for low-code testing automation. Again, all of these are embedded within the same platform, which is very, very important. We see other players in the market who have different solutions for different pieces, let's say, or different chapters in the project, but they are not interconnected under the same umbrella. They are spread across different solutions, and therefore having one place where you can manage everything is a game changer. Okay, so how does it work? So as we said previously, customers are uploading their metadata to Panaya. We do an analysis for the custom code and all of the technical interdependencies, and eventually after 48 hours, we develop and we provide a full project plan. This is, by the way, relevant for SAP as well as for Oracle and for Salesforce. You get a tailored project plan based on the analysis of your system, and you are predicting, or we are predicting for you in advance, what will change, what will break, what you need to fix, together with a tailored correction plan. Most of it is automatic, as well as with the testing platform. As we said, this is embedded within the same place, because we understand that a project consists always, in addition to code corrections, also testing activities. And then basically you have the project actual execution, where we can manage all of your project activities, including the project management activities, as well as the other related activities in the same platform. Okay, so all the managers can see exactly and understand exactly where the project stands and what is the status and whether there are any bottlenecks. And developers and testers can work smarter by smart scoping, doing automatic activities such as code fixes, as well as test execution, both manually and automatic, under the same platform. And once you have completed the project successfully, you are safe to go live with 0 defects, and obviously time saving, effort saving, cost saving, and I think the most important thing, risk saving, because you have fixed and did whatever testing you needed as part of the project. When I'm looking on our testing platform, which is the core for everything, Panaya's Test Dynamics, it's embedding test management full capabilities, including building, planning, creation of tests, as well as test execution, monitoring, dashboarding, reporting. Everything is there. The newer piece of no-code automation. This is another solution, top-notch, that we are currently releasing to the market, leading test automation activities for non-coders. We are looking on even business people. It can be a buyer, procurement from the procurement department, who will be able to build his own automated test. this will be part of, again, part of the platform. And last but not least is our core change impact analysis solution for different purposes, for projects and for ongoing changes. All of this, again, under one umbrella for SAP, S/4HANA, Oracle, Salesforce, and etc., as well as additional capabilities for other platforms which are very common with our customers under SAP, under Oracle, and additional applications such as Workday, ServiceNow, and etc. Okay, so I think we're pretty done here, and I wanted to see if there are any questions. Shelley, do we have any questions in the chat?
Yes, so we've answered a few during the session, but I see we have 2 additional ones. So the first one is, how can Panaya identify unused code?
Okay, very good question. I think this is one of the first and most significant things which are part of our code remediation or automatic code fixes, is to understand which code is unused. So technically how we do it, we are getting the information from the SAP environment, the usage information, which is based on entry points, transactions, objects, programs, RFCs, interfaces, whatever. And we are collecting and aggregating it to Panaya. Panaya is fully aligned to SAP best practices. It means that SAP best practice is to recommend to deprecate objects based on usage which is higher or equal to 12 months. So we are allowing customers to do these kind of activities based on SAP best practices, or decide otherwise to say that I have 3 months or I have 6 months and this is good enough for me, and still I would like to deprecate this code. So again, our platform provides flexibility, hand in hand going with SAP best practices. So both, like all the aspects are there.
Okay, and now another question is, we have many developers in our team. Do you support multiple transports?
Oh, okay, of course, the answer is yes. You are not unique, okay? Any customer have more than one, usually more than one developer. We see different structures of how customers are managing their development department. Usually ABAP developers or other developers are divided by expertise. It can be by module or by functional area. For instance, they will have developers who are experting in logistics, and maybe others who are experting in finance, and each of them or each group are working usually on their part or their portion of the project, and they are responsible to review and submit the code fixes for their own, let's say, a part of the project. And obviously, Panaya provides a flexibility that each of them will work with his own transport. Yeah, so it does allow working with multiple transports. Okay.
Right. Good. So thank you, Amit, and thank you all for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the session and found it useful. You're welcome to approach us if you have any questions or any qualifications. You have our email addresses on the screen. And that's it. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.